So today is Guru Purnima, I think is how you pronounce it, which is like a Hindu celebration and honoring of gurus, teachers. And I'm always hesitant to talk about those things because Hinduism is not my ancestry or my lineage, but it is celebrated quite a bit in yoga, and I have a guru, so I've been and many teachers, right? So just to, I feel like all of you guys mostly know this, but just to like remind you the idea of the guru, right? So that's the teacher, and oh man, it's slipping me the transliteration for guru. Does anyone remember it? No? It's like, do you know it, Jack? It's like elimination of ignorance, which is wrong, but it's something along those lines. It's like illumination or removing ignorance. So in the traditional sense, right, you can have like there's guru lineages in yoga. So for a while I studied under a guru, but there's also this whole concept of like everything is your guru, right? So like every uncomfortable experience you go through that triggers you that you wish wouldn't happen can be your teacher. And ultimately, the idea is to clear away our ignorance, right? So all of these experiences we have, whether it's through a guru, of a teacher, of a person, or an experience, is to bring us back to remembering that we are actually our true teacher. We are our true guru, if that makes sense. And I feel like we do that every day, right? And we do that a lot with the yoga practice too. And I try to really convey that message as I teach too, right? Like I'll give you suggestions for physical postures or movements, but always this spaciousness to check in with yourself to make sure that it's right for you, right? And that's the beauty around meditation and mindfulness practices, because it gives us that spaciousness to be able to notice sensation and choose how we respond instead of having it take over. So I just wanted to take a moment to honor teachers. If you're really into it, like in the morning, I have an altar and just giant flowers on it. So you kind of maybe take a moment and spend a little extra time just like honoring things that help you remember who you are. So like whatever that is for you. And for our check-in, I'm gonna chant the Guru mantra, right? And if you know it, please join me. I know it's trickier with Zoom. And if not, then you can just kind of listen. Or I always make the joke of when I used to sing in choirs and you didn't know the words, you would just mouth watermelon because it looks like you're singing the correct thing. So you can do that too. And we'll just move, okay? Sound good? Okay, so let's find our center. You guys are all like you're sitting tall, who I can see. Right, get in any position that's comfortable for you, and then bring your attention inward. And just find your breath. Right, so in these wisdom traditions, the breath is like the key to the door, right? It's the entry point into this practice of grounding. It's said to be that powerful portable tool that we all have to come back to ourselves. And it's really just paying attention, right? There's all kinds of fancy breath exercises you can do, but sometimes it's really helpful to get simple and just notice your inhale and your exhale. As the mind begins to settle, we become a little more in tune with this innate intelligence of our existence. The intelligence of our body to breathe. The intelligence of our heart to beat. Maybe just checking in with the body. Is there anywhere you can soften? And then if it's comfortable for you, you might take the hands together and rub them. Okay, and we'll eventually come to heart center, but if you want to, take the thumbs and press them up to the third eye, right? So this is considered a wisdom center. And maybe with the eyes closed, the drishti, the gaze, goes up and towards your center line in between the brows. And take a couple of inhales where it's like you're pulling breath up the spine and up to this space, right? So just putting your body in a shape or a mudra of honoring your inner teacher, your innate wisdom. And then slowly letting the hands come down to heart center. Or of course, any gesture that feels good for you. So the Guru mantra is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. We'll do it 3 times. Please take a deep breath in to chant. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Let's take a deep breath in and out. And then we'll slowly make our way to child's pose. All right, so this is a pretty symbolic shape, if you think about it. Putting the body in almost prostration, right? If it's comfortable for you and you're into this theme, right, you can extend the arms long and flip the palms up towards the sky, right? Kind of a shape of receptivity and openness and humility. And at the same time, can you really soften into the shape? So it's like with every exhale, you're surrendering a little bit more. Take 2 more breaths here, please. Okay. And then we'll slowly come on up to tabletop position. Right, and so a lot of times I think about like the aches and pains and the cricks and creaks in my body as teachers, right? So can you, as you come into this position, notice what feels natural to you. Maybe there's an ease to it, and notice the parts that maybe feel a little stiff, a little constricted. And can you welcome it all in? Okay. And I am going to suggest, if it works for you, to hook the toes. So we're opening up the fascial line in the bottoms of the feet. And there's a scoop of the low belly, so the low back is broad. The hands are spread pretty wide, and you're rotating the triceps back, okay? And as you do that, that's like an action through the scapula, the shoulder blades, right? So the shoulder blades glue the back body, and then the skull gently presses up towards the ceiling, so your chin will tuck a little bit here, okay? And then begin to just shift your weight forward and back a bit. So you'll probably feel a little pressure in the wrists and maybe in the feet. And so we're just hinging at the wrist joint, your toes, your knees, keeping the shoulders broad. Yeah, and then again, if the movement wants to shift for you organically, go for it. Okay, and then come back to center. Sway your hips from side to side a couple of times so maybe you get to that edge of the stretch. I know for me, the outer hips are pretty intense. Okay. And then come to center and move through some cat cows here. So exhale, round the spine. And as you inhale into your cow, flatten the tops of the feet into the mat and open up the chest. Maybe you look up, open the throat. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the toes. And again, inhale, find that extension. Exhale, round. Inhale, extension. 2 more, please. Okay, come to center. Keep the toes hooked, and we'll come on up to downward facing dog. So lifting the hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Continue to move through the feet, right? So pedal the heels, bend the knees. Maybe like let your head go in a circle in one direction a few times and another. And then come to stillness and center in your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keeping the triceps wrapping back. Like 2 long breaths here. Okay, on your next exhale, go ahead and look forward. And then tiptoe your feet to your hands. Come to a fold at the front of your mat. And then while you're down here, take a few wrist circles. Okay. And then we'll roll the weight into the heels a little bit so you feel your knees kind of bend, and then rise yourself up to standing, please. Good. Good. Coming to your Tadasana, rotating the palms forward. A couple of shoulder rolls here. And your steady breath. Okay, and then inhale your arms out and up, and exhale to a fold. Find a nice slow halfway lift on your inhale. And then exhale, step your right foot back and bring your right knee down onto the floor, please. Good. Come on up to a lunge here. So finding as close as you can these right angles to the hips and the knees, and then flip the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keeping the low ribs nice and cinched here. And since this is the first one of the morning, maybe we take our hands, one to the low belly, one to the back. And I want you to think like, I don't know, I've heard like waffle ironing, right? So just kind of pressing in this way, and then finding your hip points, right? And thinking about them kind of pressing in towards your center line. So you're really, really stable through the pelvis here. And then flip the fingertips up towards the ceiling again. And then they're straight, the arms are straight, but they're relaxed. And just start to move your shoulders a bit here. But moving from the shoulder blades, right? So we're just trying to find some mobility in that area. Nice. Steady breath. Okay, and then inhale, reach the fingertips up, and exhale, hands to the floor. And then we'll step back to plank position. Okay, take an inhale, and then lower the knees down so you're in a modified plank position. Okay, and get really committed to wrapping the triceps back. You're nice and broad here. The pubic bone is pulling up just a little bit towards the low ribs as you slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Okay, tops of the feet come into the mat. I want you to widen your fingers wider than your mat and roll your elbows up towards the ceiling. So we're doing a wide cobra. And then inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale down. 2 more times, right? So inhale up, look over the left shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up, look over the right shoulder. Exhale down. Okay. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders again. Hook the toes. We're going to press up through that modified plank. So keep the knees on the floor, but scoop your belly till you feel your tailbone tuck a bit here. And then nice and slow, press yourself up, really strong for the spine. Then lift the knees up so you're in your plank. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. And then inhale, step your right foot forward and bring your left knee down. So you're in a low lunge on the other side. And then up you come. Same thing. So since these are the first couple, we want to find that sandwich squish of the low back and the low belly. And then the hip points pressing towards each other. So you're cinched here. You might squeeze your left glute a little bit more. And then float the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keep the tops of the shoulders relaxed. There might even be a little bend in the elbows. And then just move from the shoulder blades. Keeping the throat nice and open. Okay. And then next, inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the floor. And this time the back knee comes up and that back foot comes forward. So you're in your fold again. Okay. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a fold. Okay. And then up we come. Inhale, rise yourself up to standing. Interlace your fingers over your head. And bend your elbows a bit here. Okay. Bring your awareness to your feet. Plug down through the big toe mound, the little toe mound, the inner heel, the outer heel. Maybe even float the toes up for a moment. And then one by one, let the pinky toe and the fourth and the third, the second, the big toe down. Okay. And now that you feel nice and rooted, start to stir your arms around your head. And as best you can, don't let the pelvis move. So in theory, that will get your core engaged, right? And then switch direction. Soft through the sides of the neck. Right, the whole time, even though the body's moving, you're listening inside. Okay, come to center. Rotate the palms up towards the ceiling. Keep rooting down through the feet and then exhale, press your hands forward as you round your upper back and tuck your chin. Again, try to keep the pelvis where it's at here. Root down through the heels, inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, swan dive forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, left knee comes down. Okay, and then inhale, up you come. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. Good, and exhale, settle into the shape. Okay, if it's helpful for you, bring the hands back down to the pelvis, but either way, just remember, right, you're cinching in all these directions, so you're nice and stable in that lower half of the torso. And then exhale, bring your hands forward, and then swing your left hand back behind you. Good, okay, and then loosey-goosey, we're gonna swing the arms. Yeah. Same idea, right? So the upper body is pretty mobile, the low body is stable. This tends to be a sticky area for lots of people, right? So this movement can help to soften fascia in the upper back. That's meant to be pretty mobile. Okay, for 3, 2, 1, inhale, reach up. Hook your thumbs, right? So the palms are facing forward and give yourself a little resistance here, and then lift up with the rib cage and exhale, side stretch to the right. Squeezing the left glute. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back knee lifts, step the front foot back, you're in plank position. Okay, again, find the engagement in the shoulder blades, right? Then lower the knees down, but keep the torso in the same positioning. And then slowly lower yourself down into your belly. Toss the feet on the mat. Find that wide cobra again, please. So bring the fingertips out outside of your mat. Rotate the elbows up. Inhale, lift your chest and head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, look over the left shoulder. Let your mouth kind of hang open. Exhale down. Inhale, lift, look over the right shoulder. Exhale down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, hook your toes. Scoop your belly, press up through your knees in that modified plank. And then when you feel stable here, then just lift the knees up. And then back you go, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale, step the left foot forward, please. And bring the right knee down. Low lunge on this side. Good. And then up we come. Yeah. Find that stability first. If you want to reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, go for it. And we're just going to do the same thing on this side, right? So hands come down to about shoulder height. And then reach the right arm back behind you in an open twist. And then swing. Swing the arms. Feeling the rib cage rotate. Breathing as you move. Nice, you guys. Squeeze that right glute just a smidge. For 3, 2, 1. Reach the fingertips up. Hook the thumbs the opposite way if you can remember which way that is. Find a little resistance here. Tops of the shoulders are soft. Inhale, float the ribcage up and then side stretch to the left. Oh. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the back knee, step the back foot forward, fold at the front of your mat, please. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Okay, roll the way back into your heels again. So you feel your knees kind of bend and your bum start to shoot back. And then keep going with that. Bring your fingers into your hip crease, right in the front. Like dig them in there, yeah. Press your fingers back to encourage a really deep hinge of the hips. And then start to really root down through the inside soles of the feet. So the backs of the legs should be pretty awake here. Tops of the shoulders are soft. Scoop your low belly and then inhale, start to lift your chest up so you're in a modified chair pose here, okay? At any time, the heels of the hands can come onto the thighs for more support. Otherwise, keep pressing the fingers back to really encourage that deep hinge as you use the muscles along your back body to lift the chest. And then from here, pull the hands back behind you if you want to. Then inhale, reach the biceps towards the ears, so fingertips are pointing straight up if you want to, okay? And then rotate the palms down towards the floor and bend your elbows into cactus arms. So you're really broad through the chest. Scoop your belly. Maybe squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest a little higher if that feels safe for you. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog, please. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, shift forward to plank. And let's hang out here for a second. Okay. Again, I want you to think about the muscles around your shoulder blades and underneath them, right? So there's a lot going on. And really engage them to squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back ribs. Press the skull back. Keep the hip points pulling towards your center line. And then just lower your knees down without moving the rest of the torso. Okay? And then inhale, lift the knees up. And then exhale, tap them down. Inhale, lift them up. Nice, you guys. Exhale, tap down. 2 more like that, please. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep them down. And then lower yourself onto your bellies again. Ooh, okay. Same thing, right? So we're really into the wide cobra today. So fingers are outside the mat. Rotate the elbows up. Inhale, lift the chest, get broad. And then exhale. 1 more just like that. Inhale, lift up, maybe open the mouth, stick the tongue out. And exhale, lower down. And then find crocodile pose just for a moment. Or Sphinx, that works too. Okay, so widen your legs. I'm more interested, right? So if it feels good to have that opening in the chest, then do Sphinx, but I want there to be some pressure on your belly, right? So you feel your belly pressing into the floor. And just drop in and listen. Take 2 more breaths here. Okay. And then we'll transition into downward facing dog. So you're all doing something different. So I'm gonna let you find your way there. Yeah, take your time. Do whatever you need to do. Good. Can I get everybody to maybe bend their knees a little bit more? Yeah, and send your booties up and back. So think about the chest kind of pressing towards your legs if that feels safe, right? And sometimes you can help open that again by squeezing the shoulder blades together, wrapping the triceps back so that like you're opening those 2 jars in opposite directions. Right hand to right, left hand to left. Yeah. And maybe let the head hang. Good. Okay. Inhale, float the right leg up towards the ceiling, please. Okay. And then exhale, we'll start to shift our weight forward and then tap your nose to your knee if you want to. Okay, and then inhale back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, the right knee will find the outside of the right arm maybe. Nice. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, cross your center line and tap the right knee to the left arm. And then stay here, right? So the foot might have to come to the floor for you to stay here. And then work towards straightening that leg. So the outer edge of the right foot is on the floor. Yeah. Now wrap the triceps back, press the chest forward. Okay, inhale, bend that knee, press yourself back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. And then work the foot in between the hands. And we'll come into warrior 2. So pivot that back heel down. And then up you come. Okay. Take your right hand and press the heel of it right into your hip crease, right? So my shoulder is shrugged. That's okay if yours is too. I want you to sink that hand down as the knee comes forward to your level of safety, right? The left edge of the foot of the left foot is plugged down. So is the big toe mound. Hip points are pressing towards each other here. Okay. Just feel that spaciousness you're creating in that hip. And then start to pull the feet towards each other as you extend your arms out to the side, warrior 2. Okay. Gaze can go wherever the hell it wants to go, okay? Using your shoulder blades, start to move your arms in a circle. You'll probably look and feel like a goofy bird. Good. Keep the pubic bone lifting up towards the low ribs. Next, exhale, reach out through the fingertips. And then inhale, find your exalted warrior. So slide the left arm down the leg. And then bend this right elbow, cradling your skull with your hand, and maybe using the weight of your head to deepen into that side stretch. Keep pressing the right knee forward as you tuck the right hip back. Inhale, and then exhale to side angle. So forearm to the thigh. Right arm, left arm slices the air in front of you and then over your head. And once you settle into this, maybe squeeze your left glute a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and out. Strong legs. Inhale, reach yourself back to exalted warrior. The right fingertips up. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And then move through this modified flow, right? So exhale, come to plank. Get really secure through the upper back and the shoulders, then lower the knees down. Keep the core engaged here, and then lower the rest of the body down. Toes extend, fingertips come to the outside of the mat. Lift the elbows, inhale, lift the chest, wide cobra. Exhale, lower. Hands come underneath the shoulders, hook the toes, scoop your low belly, press yourself up to a modified plank. Keep this nice engagement and then lift the knees up off the floor. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Maybe you tap your knee with your nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee to left arm. Yeah. Inhale, back up. Okay, exhale, cross your center line, tap the left knee to the right arm, and then stay, right? And then bring the outer edge of the left foot to the floor somewhere. The knee might be kind of straight, and then press the chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades under your back. Yeah. Now bend that left knee, pull it into the chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, pull the knee forward. Place it in between the hands. And then find your warrior two on the other side. Okay, same thing on this side. The heel of that left hand comes to the hip crease. And press down as you track the left knee forward. Yep. Okay. Keep a nice lift in the right arch. Pull the feet towards each other and then extend the arms out to the side. Relax the tops of the shoulders. And then if you remember which direction you went last time, go the opposite way as you stir your shoulders using your scapulas to generate the movement. Steady breath. Oh, okay, nice, you guys. Okay, come to center, extend through the fingertips. Inhale, find exalted warrior. Exhale to stay. And then maybe bend that left elbow, cradle the skull with your hand. Let the head get a little heavier to maybe open up for the intercostals on that left side. Keep pulling the hip underneath you as you charge the knee forward. Deep breath in. And then exhale to side angle, right? So the forearm to the thigh, then slice the air in front of you with your right hand. Reach the bicep along the ear. And then squeeze your right glute. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to your plank. Exhale, lower the knees, but keep all that engagement. And then hug the elbows in as you lower yourself down. Lengthen through the toes, fingertips come outside the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your head and chest, Cobra. Exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Hook the toes. Get nice and strong through the torso. Press yourself up through your knees. Then lift the knees off the floor. And then back you go, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep breath in. And out. Then bring the insides of your feet together. And then pivot your knees out wide, if this works for you, right? And then bend into your knees and come into a wide-kneed child's pose, right? So that's with the knees probably about the width of your mat, if that works for you, okay? And if you want to get a little more of a chest heart opener, you'll bring the palms of the hands together and then bend your elbows. The thumbs will meet the back of the skull or the neck. Yeah. And you can, you guys are doing it. You can walk the elbows forward. Steady breath. Train yourself to deeply listen to yourself. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. Hands will come underneath the shoulders to assist you in rising upright. Okay. Keeping the shape of the legs. Okay. Then we're going to take the right hand and bring it behind the back and reach the left fingertips up and over as we lift the hips up off of the heels. Sweet little jazz move here. Yeah. And then exhale, we'll just transition. So swoop the left arm forward and behind you. Reach the right fingertips up, open the chest, open the groin. And we'll just do this one more time each side. So as you're ready, just swoop around and up. Nice. And then exhale, other side. Good. And then back to center. And then back to downward facing dog. So walking through your tabletop, hooking your toes, up and back out of Mukhasanasana. So on your next inhale, float your right leg up towards the ceiling. And you don't have to go crazy high with it, maybe hip height, maybe lower. I want you to focus more on the left foot, okay? So start to press the heel of the left foot up and down. So below left calf, right? I'm just warming up that fascial line here. Okay, and then root that heel down and then bring your awareness to your right hip and start to draw a circle with your right leg using the strength of the muscles in your hip socket. Little baby circles in one direction, in the other direction. Please breathe. Okay, come to stillness. Press the right heel up towards the ceiling a little more, and then exhale, pull the knee forward, and place that right foot inside your right hand. And we're gonna come into a lunge here. So you're bending into that right knee as you press back through the left heel, rotating the inner thigh of that left leg up towards the ceiling, okay? And then without moving the right leg, you're dragging it back in space. So you're really engaged through that hamstring here. And I feel like making a fist. You can do what you want. Handprint, fist. And we're gonna steer the right shoulder up towards the ceiling and come into a twist here. Yeah. Keep pulling your inner thighs towards each other. Okay. My favorite challenging pose. You ready? You're gonna start to get really light on that left hand as you lift yourself up. Whoa. Coming into an extended twist here in a lunge. Yeah. You might have to bend that left knee a little bit. That's okay. Soften the tops of the shoulders. And then reach the right hand down to touch the back of your thigh. And then lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Really long here. I'm going to rotate so maybe you can see me. Okay. And then we're going to exhale. Reach the left hand forward. And then hook something onto this thigh. It might be the forearm, might be the elbow. And then this right hand might come down to press into the left. Keep pulling the inner thighs together and lengthening your spine. Every exhale, you gently contract your abdominal muscles. Good. Okay, unwind the spine, look straight down, hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift forward to plank. Okay, and then that modified flow here. So lower the knees down. And like a reverse push-up, lower your chest down. Grow long through the toes. Fingertips come to the outside of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest up into Cobra. Exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders, hook your toes, scoop your low belly, press yourself up through the low plank. Then lift the knees up, then press yourself back, downward facing dog. Steady breath. Where can you soften? Right, if you're anything like me, the more challenging it gets, the more I try to grasp, right? So can you let go? Okay. Inhale and float the left leg up towards the ceiling, please, three-legged dog, okay? And just like we did before, right, you're gonna just start to pulse that right heel up and down off the floor, waking up the calf, opening up the bottom of the foot. Okay, and then find stillness in the right foot. Bring your attention to your left hip socket and then draw little baby circles with your left leg in one direction, and then the other direction. Breathe. Good. Okay, come to center. Press that left heel up, maybe a little higher. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Left foot comes inside the hand, find that low lunge on the other side. Again, that gentle reminder, right? You want to rotate the inner thigh of the right leg up towards the ceiling a bit here. Use the strength of that left posterior chain. Pull that foot back. Root the right hand underneath your shoulder and then steer the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Okay, so the hips, the thighs, and the pelvis are supporting you in this twist. So pull your inner thighs towards each other. Okay. Root down through the feet. Slowly get light on that right hand if you want to. And the right hand can come to the thigh immediately, right, to support you. And then eventually, maybe, come into this extended twist. I like to bend the right knee a little bit as I come upright so I can safely put my shoulders over my hips here. Okay, then left fingertips reach back, right fingertips reach up. Cool. Keep pulling your pubic bone up towards your low ribs. Okay, then slowly start to reach forward. Forearm or elbow, focus on that thigh. Left palm maybe presses onto right. You can use that to encourage your spine to grow long. And a deeper twist on your exhale. Please stay soft through the jaw. Nice modifications, you guys. Good. Breathe. Okay, next exhale. Untwist the spine, hands come to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Oh, I'm sweating. Okay, inhale. Exhale, shift forward to plank. Right, this modified flow. Lower the knees down. Stay really engaged through the torso. Reverse push up down. Take your time, step by step. Lengthen the toes. Fingertips outside the mat. Inhale, wide open cobra. Exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Hook the toes. Scoop the low belly. Press yourself up to this modified push up. And then lift the knees off the floor. And then put them right back down. And then shift back to child's pose or down dog. Steady breath. Okay, take a deep breath in through the nose. And out the mouth. Okay. Then come back up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, please, downward facing dog. Nice. Okay. And then from here, walk your hands back towards your feet until you come into that happy squat, right? So that's where the bum is pressing back quite a bit and you rest your belly in between or on top of your thighs. So you might take a halfway lift first to get some more length here. And then hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, flex at the ankles. Just hang. Breathe into the back body. Okay. And then slowly slide your hands up the fronts of your legs. And then reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling and then come to your toes. So come up to the balls of your feet. I feel like we're going to do some plyometrics. And then slowly lower the heels down. Slide your hands on the fronts of your legs. Hinge your hips. Send your booty back. Okay? That's the movement. You're going to inhale. Slide your hands up your legs. Come to the tippy toes. Reach up. Exhale down. So that's one way you can do it. That's kind of nice. Okay? If you want a little bit more, when you get here, you're going to hop. Hop. And then come back down. Right? And then inhale up. Maybe hop. And then come back down. Or you can just come up to the tiptoes. This is just as fun. Yep. Okay. Deep hinge of the hips. Right? Nice, you guys. Maybe like 5 more. Maybe a hooray. To the top. I'm not counting. I hope you are. Maybe one more. Oh. Okay. I'll meet you in that fold again. okay? And then we're gonna baby bear walk ourselves to the front of our mats. So hands and feet, hands and feet. Good. And then slowly rise yourself up to standing. Yeah. Couple of shoulder rolls. And then some twists, right? So swing the arms. And you twist the spine. Okay. And when you're good with that, go ahead and come to the center. Let's bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. And just take a few moments to feel ourselves breathe. And then we're going to come into a wide leg stance. So step whatever foot you need to back so that you're in a wider stance here. And we'll come into more of a goddess shape to begin. So pivot your feet out about 45-ish degrees, right? And then bend into the knees a bit. I'll let you decide how deep you want to go there. Again, like you're always engaging that stuff in the low belly though, right? So the hip points are pressing towards each other. The front belly, the low belly, and the back body are pressing towards each other, right? So you're stable in your pelvis. And then we're going to bring the hands out in front of us. So we're going to do a little bit of a pranayama here, okay? So bring the tips of your thumbs and your pointer fingers together if you're making a triangle, okay? This is going to be a two-part exhale where you come from the third eye and exhale out the mouth, okay? As you inhale, you'll bring the palms of the hands together, two-part inhale, thumbs come to the third eye. Okay, so we're just going to do this a few times. So exhale, find that triangle. Look through your fingers. Then inhale. Close your eyes. Your drishti goes up towards your third eye. Exhale. Nice and good. Inhale. With your pulling energy up and in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Gaze is at third eye. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Stay here if you can. Hold the breath. Lift. And then exhale. Release. Maybe pivot the feet so they're more parallel. You feel more stable here. Maybe wiggle it out a little bit. And then just notice. So we're going to continue a little bit with this plyometric theme here, okay? So we're keeping the feet wide, and the feet are parallel-ish, right? And so I will always go into a boxer stance. You don't have to, but maybe gently bend the elbows, okay? Belly's engaged, and then just step the left foot to the right, and step the left foot out, then step the right foot to the left. So you're just going to move laterally here, da, da, da. Okay? Like the sweetest dance move ever. Okay. So if this is like easy peasy and you're craving more, you can start to hop, okay? I more so just want you to like engage the side body, right? But do it intelligently. So it might be some hybrid between hopping and stepping. Again, the low belly is engaged. It's a little bit longer. Shoulders are soft. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center, so that's with the legs wide. Arms come out to the side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna fold. So you might bring your hands to your hips and soften the bend of your knees if you want to. Oh, and down you go. Find a halfway lift on your inhale. Yes, good. And then exhale, drape yourself down. Okay, maybe walk yourself to that, that's probably not quite a halfway lift, just a little bit of a rise here. And then you start to walk your hands towards your left foot. And as you do that, coax your right hip back, okay? Keep pulling the feet towards each other. And then it really depends on what your body wants here. You might take your right hand and grab the front of your left ankle. And with a bent elbow, you can start to kind of press that right elbow down towards the floor to deepen this twist a bit. The knees can be pretty bent, okay? And then you can start to walk your left fingertips towards the right, coming into a more of a twist here. This left hand sometimes is also nice to rest it on the low back. Okay. Let your head hang if you can. Good, steady breath. Okay, and then let's switch to the other side. So walk your fingertips to the right. Find your right ankle with your left hand maybe. Right, you can just keep your hands on the floor too. Coax the left hip back. Yeah, you guys got it. All right, so the low back is secure here. Notice if you're clenching anywhere, right? Check in with the jaw and the forehead. Okay. Come back to center. Come back to your halfway lift, please, okay? Pivot your toes out to 45 degrees. And then let's see how it feels to come into a squat from this width. So just like lower your bum down, okay? It was really wide. There's a lot of engagement in the hips. And then press your elbows into your inner knees. And then for me, it's accessible to do the fingertips here, okay? Okay, maybe lift your toes up, really engage the feet, pull them towards each other. Puff the chest up. Strong through the groin, okay? Now we're gonna come to standing. Okay, so press through the heels. Oh my goodness, my thighs. Okay, up, 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 up. Reach all the way up. Nice, you guys. Okay, and then exhale all the way down. So engage through the pelvis. Knees track over the center of the feet. And we're right back where we were. Those are rock stars. Let's do it again. Okay, inhale up. Strong thighs. Up, 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 up. Nice. Okay, and down. Soft shoulders. Right? Good. Then bring your fingertips to the floor. Pivot your feet back to parallel. Come to that wide leg forward fold again, please. And just let it, just do whatever you want it. Right? So maybe you dangle the head. Maybe you walk the hands back. Maybe handstands in your game. You want to pop up into a shoulder stand. Whatever feels good. Like 3 more breaths here, please. Right, use this time, check in with yourself, listen. Okay, and then we'll transition into downward facing dog. So maybe you walk your hands in one direction, pivot at your feet, step back. I trust you all to get to down dog. Okay. We're gonna go into tabletop next, but if you are craving a flow in between, then please take that first, right? And you can do your variation of a flow or what we've been doing today. Eventually, we'll all end up in hands and knees. Nice. Okay, once you get to hands and knees, no rush. So start by stirring the pelvis. Right, so kind of massaging the inside of the ball and socket joint of your hips. Just a few in one direction, few in the other. Okay. And then let's just press the sole of the right foot up towards the ceiling just for a moment. Okay. And then we're just going to transition it into a variation of lizard lunge. So just kind of swing that leg around so the foot is outside your right hand. Okay, this might be a little narrow for some of us. So if it is, hook your left toes and press your left knee back a bit. Okay. And settle into a lizard shape here. Might be nice before we settle down to forearms to stay on the hands and let the hips sink a bit if that feels safe for the low back. If at any time you are feeling compression in the low back, you might just send your bum back a little bit. Sometimes this is a nice variation. Yeah. You can be as upright as you want to. If you're feeling it and you want to go lower, bring your forearms down. Okay. I mean, this is like a free-for-all now. You guys know this shape. So if there's any variation, right, where you want to open up the knee, just stay with it. Take 3 more breaths here, please. If you're in a variation where you're on your forearms or lower, please come back up to your hands. And if you pivoted the right toes out to the side, try to parallel your foot as best you can, okay? And then hook your left toes, and we'll come into a variation of half Hanuman, right? So keep the big toe mound of your right foot plugged down as you pull your hips back. I don't know if you can see my foot. So the foot is like pointed down, okay? But pull the hip back. So you're trying to square your hips here, right? And then grow the spine nice and long from this place. Good. Okay. And then bend into that right knee. And then come back to tabletop position. Okay. And then move a little. So stir the hips. Find some movement in the spine. Good. Okay. Then find your stability in your tabletop. And then press the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling. Okay. We're moving this through its range of motion as best we can as we bring that left foot to the outside of the right. Oh, yeah. May not be a graceful movement. That's okay. Okay. Then if you need to, hook the right toes and pull that knee back. Settle into your lizard lunge on the side. These types of shapes are always a good playground for me to explore whether I'm listening to my mind or what my body is saying, right? So sometimes I want to go really deep into this, but my knee doesn't want me to or whatnot, right? So can you listen to what the body is saying and trust that that's wisdom, right? Good. About 3 more breaths. Okay. If you're down on your forearms, please come back to your hands. And then do your best to have the left toes parallel to the outer edge of your mat. Poke your right toes and then come into that half split here. Okay, so plug down through the big toe mound of the left foot as you pull your hips back. And then press the chest forward. Oh. Right. Okay, and then go ahead and come forward. Swing the left knee underneath you again. Swing the hips, any other movement. Good. Okay, and then we'll make our way onto our backs. Ooh. Let's do bridge pose real quick. Okay, so bring the heels, butt hips width apart. If knees are sensitive, I suggest that you get your feet away from your bum more, okay? Press the, tilt the pubic bone up, lift your hips, okay? Might feel nice to take your hands right to where the thighs meet the pelvis and press them forward towards the knees a little bit. Just kind of giving a little bit of an opening encouragement to the front of the hips. But not at the detriment of the shoulders, right? So keep the shoulders as soft as you can. Okay, slowly, if you've got your hands on your thighs, keep pressing them away from you as you lower your hips down. Okay. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And be slow about this. Maybe linger on each side for a breath or two. And we'll come back to center. And find figure 4. So take your right ankle over your left thigh, please. Okay. And think about the thighs pressing away from each other. So it's an active stretch. Okay. And then without using your hands, maybe lift the left foot off the floor, pulling the legs closer to the body. And as you do that, keep pulling the femurs away from each other, left to right. Okay, and if this is creating any sort of stress, then by all means, go ahead and grab the leg for support. Otherwise, just staying here and maybe reaching that left leg up straight. Maybe. Okay, slowly lower the left foot down. Keep the cross of the legs, please. And then roll your legs to the left till the sole of the right foot is on the floor. Okay, so you're in this kind of wonky twist thing here. And then maybe grab your right ankle with your left hand. And you might take your right hand and press it into your hip crease. Oh. Okay, come up through center, please. And cross the legs. Take a very brief Supta Baddha Konasana before we do the other side. So the soles of the feet come together, open the knees out wide. Just really brief, like maybe 2 breaths. Okay, then bring the knees back upright, please. And then left ankle onto right thigh. Okay, get engaged here, please. So pull the legs away from each other. It's almost like your sits bones are widening. Okay, and then from here, if you want to, you can pull that right foot off the floor without using your hands initially. Okay. And then maybe you bring your hands around your thigh, maybe you reach the right foot up towards the ceiling. Stay soft through the chest and the throat. Okay. And then slowly lower that right foot down to the floor. Keep the cross of the legs and then roll your legs to the right till the sole of the left foot is on the floor. Then grab the ankle with your right hand and take the thumb or a few fingers and press them right into the hip crease of that left side. Deep breath into the low belly. And come back through center. Okay. And then once again, find that reclined bound angle, right? So soles of the feet together, knees butterfly open. Okay, and you can play around with the distance of the heels to the groin, right? It's a little less intense when the feet are farther away usually. Okay. And then take your hands to the outsides of your thighs and press your knees back upright. And then anything else you would like before Shavasana, any other stretch or movement? Okay, and a reminder that Shavasana can be corpse pose, it can be laying down, it can also be seated meditation. It's whatever's going to serve you today. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Tasmai Shri Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Tasmai Shri Tasmai Shri Okay, bring your attention back into your body, please. Find your breath. Start to find movement. Slowly transitioning yourself back to a seated shape. And then once you're feeling settled in your seated position, if you want to, please stay reclined if you want to. And we'll finish up with some rounds of alternate nostril breathing, right? So I'm not going to cue you much. You all know this at this point, right? So just taking the right hand, thumb to right navel passage, ring or pinky to left, middle finger on the third eye. That works for you, okay? Keep your chest open. And as you're ready, begin by inhaling through left, okay? And exhaling right. Moving slowly. Next time you exhale out of the right nasal passage, go ahead and let that practice go. And if you'd like to, taking the palms of the hands together, bringing them to heart center. And then if you'd like to join, we'll close by chanting Om. Please take a deep breath in to chant. Om. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. May you remember your true nature, which is love, trust, and reasonless joy. And may you remember that you are strong and wise. Thank you so much for being you and for sharing it. Namaste.